Shall we begin?
Yeah, shall we begin?
Yes.
Without further ado, return to the foggy, dreary, rainy streets of 1850s Manchester.
Also,
As last time, we put. Oh yeah, go on.
I just record to stay. I hit record at the best possible time, though. Just hit record. Just
Perfect.
be like, oh, Seth's gonna say something. Just for about to go. We ready to go?
Last time, which has been quite a while, the party was investigating the disappearance of an associate of Baron Largo, the Baron of Lancaster. Lancashire. Sorry, I said that wrong.
Lancaster's different.
Yeah, Lancaster's different. Baron Largo. As the party, or the coterie, was investigating, they came across a interesting sight in the form of Lovett Alley, which was, by a term, pretty much an opium den. But an opium den operated by rather brash and rude individuals that did not take kindly to the questioning. It was also here that that the coterie also met the inventor of the self-smoking opium machine, or somebody who at least constructed it. But as we return to Lovett Alley, Jax!
Yes.
Last time, the dude was swinging at you. The very obviously not human alleyway asshole was swinging at you. What is Jax doing as he's being as this individual swinging at him with a fist?
Oh, you'll see me a minute. It's been a little while and I've forgotten what the fuck I do. Oh, for fuck's sake, give me a minute. Kate!
Hey.
Dog decide no.
Jax is dealing with doggo.
Just a dog suddenly appears and it just takes off with them.
Why is my sheet not loading? I'm back. Oh, okay then. I'm just gonna refresh roll 20.
That would be smart.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, there we go. This looks a little more promising.
What are you doing?
So. How do I work? That's about bouncing. And this might be useful. And that's how I deal with guns. Okay, fair enough. Let's. This is that's against mortals, which this guy. So that's it's about jumping. Could have probably seen that by reading. Yep, not that one. Spark of Rage is. Right, we're caught up, so... Thing. Yeah, right, so... As he goes for a swing... think we're going to go for a good old-fashioned... good old-fashioned, just taking the weight of his swing and just forcing him to follow through with it. Past me. I don't know what it's actually called. You know when someone swings for you, so you just like fucking push them that direction and they keep going.
Using their momentum.
Yeah, that'll be a way to call it.
All right. Roll me.
Unarmed parry.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, in a sense.
Parry this, you casual.
Go ahead. And I'm gonna refresh myself by looking at your sheet real fast.
I do have grappling as a brawl thingamajigger.
You do have grappling as a brawl thingamajigger, and so if you could roll me a dexterity and a brawl. Take those dots, put them in the dice pool. Your hunger is one, by the way, so one of those dice will be a hunger. So if you're using the bot, it'll look like hold on. /V roll, and then the number of dice in the pool.
So it's 4 for brawl, 3 for dexterity.
Yep.
Do I add any because this is a specialized roll?
Yes, so you will add another one.
So it'll be 8 and then -1 for hunger. So 7. Yeah?
No, the hunger is its own dice within that. So when you do the command, it'll be the 8 in the pool, you'll tab, and then you'll select the hunger, and then you'll do 1 in hunger. Because one of those dice that you're rolling with will be a hunger dice.
Okay. Numbers.
What did the last one is? Alrighty. So.
That 6 sucks.
That is...
I don't know what... Oh, that's going to be a learning process.
It is a learning process, yeah. So the command would actually look... Here, let me just get a little screenshot of the command. That way... The command would actually look like that. The /V roll, the pool, the number, then you'll tab the hunger, and then the number of hunger dice. However, for this, we'll take the last one as the hunger dice, and that's a 1, which would normally be a bestial fail, but you succeeded, so the bestial fail doesn't matter. And so in that case, you do, as he comes swinging, you do a 1-arm parry using his momentum of the swing to kind of get him. Are you trying to get him past you? Are you trying to trip him up as he swings? Or are you just kind of letting him get it out of his system and just moving out of the way, sort of redirecting his fist?
Sans, have you ever played Assassin's Creed?
Yes.
You know when you parry someone unarmed, so you just fucking shove them and they just keep going?
Yeah, it's that.
I'm doing that.
Okay, all right. Go on.
I was going to say that to the best of my explanation.
Alrighty. So, as you let him, anybody else doing anything as you see the other 3 individuals in the crowd starting to get riled up as well as they start to get a bit closer. Their forms looking very much like the like Mr. Twitch here.
I'm pulling my revolver.
All right, you're pulling your revolver. Are you firing it, or why are you pulling your revolver? Intimidation, or
I don't know if that just came off the microphone. Sorry if it did.
What?
I didn't hear anything, so you're good.
Okay. It's just that while I was drinking a
Um,
bottle of J2O, I smacked my microphone with it.
She's gonna look at the ones approaching. Is like, I wouldn't try. She's gonna say, I wouldn't try, but she's very ready to pull the trigger if one comes closer.
Minor disputes kind of thing. So anyway, I started blasting.
Oh, she's not afraid of like shooting these guys. As long as like the guy behind her that's fighting with Jax is still alive to tell us information, she couldn't care less.
Can you roll me a composure plus firearms, please?
Yes. Composure is 2, firearms is 3. So
Yep.
so
And then your hunger, I believe, is 1.
roll. So a dice pool of 5. Hunger 1.
Alrighty, so that is a success. So yes, so as you pull out your gun, you just have it out, right? You're not firing it, correct?
I'm not firing it yet, but I'm going to if they try
Okay.
to further.
Alrighty, as you have the gun out, you see one of them immediately stops, looks at you, looks over at the other two, and he kind of makes a clicking sound with his tongue. As the other two that were getting closer look to you, look to him, look at the gun, and they kind of also stay their place. The other people in the crowd aren't panicking yet, but they are tense.
Yeah. Well, she didn't
As
shoot.
Quick question, if you don't mind me asking.
what's your question?
When did you get the gun?
She's had it.
As far as I know, none of us got starting gear.
So this works similarly to I apologize, this is my fault. This works similarly to like sirens.
Oh, okay.
If you can argue why your character would have something in a scene, and it makes sense for them to have that, then they can like for instance, Jax has if I remember correctly, Jax has a cane for his club and stuff.
I'm really sorry.
No.
we are me.
So,
No, I do not.
oh, you do not? Okay, who's got the cane? Somebody's got a cane. Is that Lillian's that got the cane?
If Lillian has a cane, it'd probably be a cane sword, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it was Lillian because you came up to me and you're like, "Hey, Lillian has a cane. Like, can Lillian have a cane sword?" And yeah, that makes sense now. But yes, that's my fault. I apologize. It seems like I did not clarify that during character creation, and I am sorry. However, during this time frame, that gun is probably a little more than just a little like derringer. Something ladies could conceal. But yeah, so
and gag guns.
yeah, one of those little mini ones, I imagine. But so as the other three kind of stay in the crowd, looking back to themselves, Twitch, who has not seen the gun, is going to take another swing at you, Jax. Is anybody doing anything before he swings at Jax again?
Would I trip him with my cane?
You can try if you want to. You could very much give me a... Let's go with dexterity plus melee.
Yes. Alright, so that'll be a pool of 5. No hunger or anything, right?
Everybody has at least one hunger unless you've killed a human today via feeding off them.
Okay. How do I add hunger there? least one.
Yep.
Go.
Oh, not a little Derringer, an actual revolver. Okay. Yeah, in that case, they're tentatively a bit more afraid now.
The bigger question is, when are you stashing that?
Not to worry.
Did you roll on it? Oh,
Yeah,
yep, you
I
did.
did.
It's right above that.
Iron tried to hide it with her gun.
That is a success. You are able to trip him up as he is as he goes for another swing. You're able to, similarly to Jax, but in a different manner, counterbalance him. As he swings, he seems top heavy, and you are able to, with your cane, trip up the weaker lower area of this swing, and he plummets to the ground. As he falls to the ground, anything anybody else would like to do as he's on the ground?
Yes, I was just looking through my stuff to try and remind myself what the hell they do. So I don't think I could just click the speech bubble and it tells me what they do. Oh, it does. Never mind. What the hell does R do?
R gives you. Hold on.
May solely
have
agree
the
on
description
subjects
of
where
it?
he wants to help. If airports, while his power doesn't cause rapt influation, he's still strong enough to destroy the minds of most mortals. Okay.
Essentially, to cut it short, it wouldn't work in this situation because he's riled up in combat. But in other situations, R can be used to make. It basically makes you more appealing on the eyes. So mortals feel more comfortable in your presence. They're not necessarily.
I thought it
They
was like a
don't
persuasion
necessarily
kind of
fall
thing.
in. Yeah. It's
What's
not
that one?
necessarily that they fall in love with you. No, it's there's something that you can activate at any point in time, and it gives you an aura of this to make mortals, like Daunt would make mortals afraid of you. And it would help with like intimidation stuff. Like mortals would feel super uneasy next to you. They'd feel like you're dangerous, whereas in awe they'd feel very comfortable being around you. In extreme cases, they may even fall in love with you, but that's
Okay,
more so
so
a Toreador thing.
given how they are at the moment, aka they're not on good terms with us, all wouldn't be required or really useful. Don't, however, maybe, given it is quite literally the opposite and make people think twice about acting
Yes,
against
Daunt
us.
could be useful in this situation.
She is going to activate Daunt. As she just smiles, looks to the antagonistic crowd, and basically just utter out in her slightly sing-songy type of voice. And if that's what the more sane of us are going to be like, what do you think a Malkavian like me is capable of? How about you just give up while you've still got no broken limbs?
As you say that, can you do me a resolve plus composure roll?
Resolve plus composure.
Yep. And because it's Daunt, the difficulty is at 2, so it's not too hard to beat.
Resolve plus composure, so I'm rolling 5 dice essentially. Because composure is a 3 and resolve's a 2.
Yep.
And the last one I roll will be the hunger as well, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Does that not require rouse? It does not require rouse. Okay.
No, it doesn't. Sorry about that. I had to rush to the bathroom
you're right.
immediately. As we were discussing that.
So, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5.
Alrighty. 3, 5, 2, 4, and 5.
Yep.
That is 2 successes, and that is what Daunt called for, was a difficulty of 2. So you do succeed on the Daunt roll. He's gonna look at you. When you say Malkavian, he looks confused, doesn't really understand what that is.
Can
he's
I-
just kind of gonna assume
No.
that that's a street king. As he kind of takes a second, he kind of on the ground looks
Can I-
at you. Not go on.
Can I help by supplying the name of the guy we're looking for? Because I'm also pointing my gun at the group as well.
You can.
Will they? To you.
What'd you say?
Mum was shouting me then, sorry. But I'll
Oh.
supply the guy's name that we're looking for.
Alrighty. Sadly, like the bad DM I am, I don't have that name written down in my notes at the moment. They're in my other notes, which I don't have on me.
Remember it off the top of my head. I did have it written down somewhere as well, and now I can't find it.
But upon you mentioning his name, he kind of takes a second, looks at the gun, then looks at you, Kaz, and then looks at Jax. Gives a little bit of a sigh. Did you say that you put your foot on him, by the way, Kaz, while he was on the ground?
Sorry, I was just having a moment there where I was scrolling up through the Roll20 chat to see if his name was written down. I found Bruja, Tizkeen, TZCISMA.
Tazim, Bruja.
Tazim.
Yeah, Tazim.
Yep. And
That's a clan name.
Then I remembered Harold the Hobo is a thing that we were making fun of.
Yeah, Harold the Hobo.
But no one wrote his name down in the chat.
No, it's in my notes. I just don't have those notes.
First video to go back
We
to?
do, but
It's-
I can't exactly pull that up while also recording.
It's fine. I've got it somewhere in my notes. It's just not in these notes.
You just slap it on there as an edit.
I think it was Phineas or some shit like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's Phineas now.
Yeah.
I'm the DM. Fuck it, it's Phineas.
His other name was just an alias. It's now Phineas.
He's a kindred. He's got many names.
So who
Yeah,
were the
so
question to? Sorry.
I'll say Phineas.
Looks at you, looks at Kaz. Kaz, did you say that you put your foot on him while he was on the ground?
It'll help for the intimidation, sure.
Okay. As he's kind of there on the ground with you, you on top of him, he looks over to Jax.
Oh, also,
Sighs, realizing.
I don't know if you got it confused or not. That difficulty 2 for Daunt. That's for people if they want to attack me.
No, you're right. I did get it confused. Thank you. Thank you for noticing that. I'm not used to reading the Roll20 version. I'm used to reading the book version, and so the Roll20 doesn't tell you the required roll. So he sighs, realizing that he's probably not going to win this fight. Takes a moment. Fucking get off me! As he kind of lifts your foot as he gets off the ground. Not like he's gonna attack you, but he just kind of brushes himself off. What of him? He says, looking over at you.
Where'd he go?
How the fuck am I supposed to know? I mean, he comes here, does a little bit of work, and then goes off someplace. I mean, if you wanted to ask anybody, you should have asked the fucking nerd. Nerd's not a word that exists yet. The fucking scientist.
You two?
No fucking nerd exists. The fucking nerd.
Did you two ask?
Yes, he didn't seem to know. Then he pointed in your direction for that.
Nerd start.
Oh, the little bastard fucking pointed at me.
You're both pointing at each other, so I assume that you both know him.
Huh.
To some extent.
Okay, let's change up the question then. When did you last see him?
Also, just quick little fun side tangent because I'm doing the thing that we did last time where I just end up Googling if such a thing was Victorian or not. The term nerd was 1950s and coined by Dr. Seuss.
Cool. As you ask him when did you last see him, he looks at you. I don't know, but maybe like a fucking week ago. He was bringing in a shipment for me and the boys, then some for, what's his face?
Is the scientist still over in that direction? Or did he
is
leave?
not. He is gone.
He was talking with my dude. How could he have gone so quickly?
He was talking with your dude. But your dude, when the fight started, kind of looked over towards you, and he was talking with your dude about business, and that concluded.
Cool.
So you're saying you last saw him a week ago?
Yeah.
What was his state? Was he in distress? Was he worried?
I mean, not really. He seemed like he was doing perfectly fine. Itching for, he kind of looks around. For a nibble.
Yeah. So he just delivered shipments, had a bite, and left. I'm guessing.
Oh, not just a bite. I mean, your sort don't come here for just a bite. You come here for a bite of a particular clientele.
Well, yeah, he wanted the pie. I get that.
Exactly. Yeah, but the best ones come with the blue stuff. And the only person that brings in the blue stuff is the scientist and the old lady.
The old lady?
So he'd have to go with them. Yeah.
And who is this old lady?
Oh, she's sometimes here with the scientist, I just thought she was his mum, but fuck if I know.
They're both kind.
I mean, I'm assuming you're meaning human. Yeah, they're both human.
Do you know where the scientist perhaps resides?
I'm not entirely sure. I know he says some of his boys are from Yorkshire and whatnot, but I think that's kind of the equivalent of me saying I'm from fucking London. Which is to say I'm just another piece of trash in the gutter. In that,
quick curious question. Because of that. Given me and Ranna were speaking to him last time, we're very interested in maybe buying one of these machines each.
Yes, that's.
Were we given a business card?
You were given a business card.
She'll just look to, what's your character's name again, Dion? Dion?
Iron has muted themselves, so I assume they're BRB.
In that case, what's your character's name, Ranna?
Lillian.
She'll just look to Leigh and be like, you still got your card, don't you? I've got mine here. It's got the details on it. Can always use that to track him.
Indeed. Well, I suppose we can visit the scientist again.
Does it say whereabouts the scientist is based here?
It does. If you look, it gives you... Oh, go on.
He did mention his college last time, too, no? That's two places, unless the college is also where the card says.
The card does say the college.
Excellent.
Sorry, I had to quickly run downstairs.
No worries.
Basically, Dion, what you missed is Kaz and Lillian basically just pulling out business cards from the scientist. You're like, yeah, we've got the information of where to find him here.
Oh, it has an address. Lovely. I still got my gun drawn, by the way. I don't trust these fuckers. But it's just kind of lowered slightly.
He kind of clicks his jaw as it goes back to like kind of an unhinged state, to the hinged state as his skin. He starts to look a bit more human. Look, if you's going that way towards the college, and not that I like you a lot because I fucking don't, but I'd say be a little careful, all right?
Why?
You know, being a milk child and being a street braggart, you kind of get a little bit of words. You know, little magpies dancing in your ears. Weird things happen at the college. You know, I mean, academics and whatnot, but weird things as in, I mean, you call them kind. So I don't know what your word is for not kind, but weird things as in not kinds going missing, like milk children such as myself.
That's actually a good lead for us, then. Considering the one we're looking for went missing too, as I was trying to tell you before. And that's the entire reason we came here. We didn't actually intend to fight you until you started it.
Yeah. Yeah, that... Look, the particular kind of milk child I am, we've got a temper. And no offense, he says, looking at you, Jax, but your face is kind of, you know, the kind of face you really want to punch when you speak. And it's your face.
That's completely fine. It's the kind of face that quite clearly you are completely unable to punch.
Just quick.
Fair. I won't argue against that. Yeah.
Just quickly. This is more a question for Rebecca. Remind me again, what clan is your vampire from?
It's the Bat Boy one. I can't say it.
Nosferatu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna have a slight smile, right? You think he's got a punchable face? You should see my other friend. Surprised he didn't get wrapped in all this.
They're good at hiding when need be. Heck, that's her entire clan's shtick.
I'm glad we both know who we're talking about then. I see you've had run-ins with them.
I've had a run-in with their kind, yes.
Speaking of which, Rebecca.
Yes.
Your character is a Nosferatu. And I'm assuming you are in the habit of using obfuscate when you're out and about to kind of hide yourself from humans. Would you be here right now, just invisible amongst the crowd, or?
Yes, I would be. I wouldn't make myself obvious. I would just be viewing what is going on currently.
So,
Alrighty.
strange things at the college. Do you know anyone personally who's gone missing there?
Personally, I mean, not really personally. Look, we redcaps aren't cinnamon. I don't even know those three fuckers' names. We just kind of group up together. I mean, I know of people that have gone missing, but it's probably best I don't mention their names. Don't want to cause any banality or anything like that.
It's fine. Got some life for yourself at the same time situation.
Well, it's also looking out to you. You know. I don't expect a kindred to understand it. Your corpses, different cultural practices.
Fair enough. So, what you've heard about the college, are there any specifics or just missing people?
Missing people, ghosts, things going bump in the night, and not your kind of bump in the night, and other kinds of bump in the night. Oh, and apparently a werewolf or a garoo.
Oh,
Just kind of
great.
stops. It's
Yes,
like,
we've heard about the dog.
Yeah, don't let them hear you call that, missy. They'll rip you from you fucking limb to limb.
They'll rip us from limb to limb anyway, even if they look at us funny.
Well, I mean, yeah.
unless it's one of the mercenary types, they'll kill us on sight anyway.
Yeah, for the most part. But yeah. Oh, also there might be a fiend around as well, but it's probably nothing you gotta worry about.
Would I think about fiends?
You would not.
Fiend?
Yeah, it's fine. You're too small for their radar. We only know because they cause an immense amount of banality wherever they go.
By fiend, do you mean like the old term saying of you fiend kind of thing, or do you mean
A devil. Fiend.
Well, they're not a devil per se, you know. They're related, but they're not a devil. It's more like they're kind of in between a devil and a demon. They look perfectly normal, and for the most part, you don't have to worry about them. You're kindred. You're kind of related. Not really. Not at all, actually. But you're too small for them. They prefer things with a little bit more life in them.
You also mentioned ghosts.
Oh, yeah, but that's every college. Every college is haunted.
Right.
I mean, hell, 95, like fucking 95% of Manchester is haunted. I mean, shit. Half this country's haunted. You spin in one direction and you're bound to hit a ghost or some shit. I just heard the other day about some fucking weasel thing, demon weasel mongoose thing off somewheres. Fucking weird world this is.
bloody ghosts with their discordance?
Well, the main issue is going to be the dog. If we do go there, if he's still sniffing around. Any other questions for him?
None that I can think of. Unless anyone else has any questions at the mind.
Jax?
Can't say I particularly have much more for him. No.
Lillian?
Nothing comes to mind. Although I'm sure if we figure something else out to ask him, we'll probably be able to find him.
That's fair. In that case,
Yeah.
do have one last thing to say, but it's less a question and more just a little bit of advice. How about we all keep this on the down low? You dig? You see, the person we're working for is not to be trifled with. And yes, sure, we'll get the brunt end of it. But I'm pretty sure you won't be escaping from it either.
Anybody who draws the ire of someone higher up will obviously be attacked.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm a milk child. Yeah, I'll get the rules of hierarchy and shit, alright? Yeah, use in your princes and barons, we've got our dukes and our kings, so, yeah, no, same fucking concept, I'll completely understand. Don't worry, most of the people here are too fucking high to give a shit.
I'll give a warning then for the same thing, for a different reason. You blab about this, you may end up amongst the number that go missing.
Look, sweetheart, I'm a red cat. I don't blab about anything or eat most things.
Well, I don't think you're stupid enough to lie. I don't think you're smart enough to lie, so you have that going for you.
She's got a point. You'll just be lucky I ain't a fucking troll. Those bastards. Honor and duty, yeah, fuck off.
I don't particularly care to interact with, well, non-kindred for the most part.
Don't worry, the feeling's mutual. You'll smell of banality. It's gonna take me weeks to get it fucking out of this place.
Well,
It ain't your fault, though. It's just, you know.
I mean, you were doing business with a kindred anyway. So if the smell was going to be here regardless.
Yeah,
But you'd figure out a way to get rid of the smell faster.
Well, yeah, but it's not about you being a kindred. It's about... It's hard to explain. The whole banality thing's useless on you dead ones. Just know that when it comes to us milk children, we just knows. We knows. So, yeah. And you especially, ma'am, he says, pointing over at you, Lillian. You smell real bad of it. Don't know what the fuck you are. Don't know what you do. But,
Smiles sweetly.
You don't fucking do that. That's just creepier. Anyways, if you don't have any more questions, I am politely going to tell you all to fuck off out of my alley.
Or what? You gonna put on another display for us?
Listen, I'm all for watching you beat somebody to a bloody pulp, but could you do it later?
As much as I would love to put on a spectacle for you, no, I wouldn't do that. Or just, like every good milk child, get reinforcements.
We'll be back if we have more questions.
All right, hopefully you fucking don't.
I hope
to say it's been a pleasure. Yeah, well, at least the feeling's fucking mutual.
Yeah. Let's go if there's no more questions for him and his ilk.
None that I can think of.
It's milk, not ilk.
Ilk, it means you and yours.
Yeah, I know what it fucking means. I mean, yeah, fuck it. The humor's lost on y'all.
Of his milk ilk.
Ilk milk.
Lemonade.
Just get the fuck out of here.
Round the corner, DB's pies are made.
And are you all vacating these premises?
Yeah.
Leaving Lovett Alley?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I guess we know what our next target is.
That is good.
So what time is it?
That is a good question. Anybody got a watch?
No.
I imagine I probably would have a pocket watch. If not me, then my lovely assistant.
For those of you that know Manchester, does Manchester have a clock tower as well, by the way?
Has a few.
Alrighty.
Did it have
It probably would. Clock towers were a major thing. Most clock towers...
There's one on the college near Victoria train station.
Kimpton Clock
There
Tower.
is? So, as you check the time, we started this night at 10 p.m. It is now directly midnight.
I love the fact that for some reason that just linked all the way back. Oh yes, looked it up. Kimpton Clock Tower. That's just a thing. What is the haunted story of Kimpton Clock Tower?
Huh.
Spooky.
See, bloody ghosts everywhere in Manchester.
Yeah, that's like I said. It's fucking. You can spit in a direction and hit a ghost in the eye. Yes, Lillian. It is currently midnight.
It's only been 2 hours.
Hmm.
We should probably go, I don't know, perhaps read up, do a bit of research, and gear up before we go somewhere where Hin and Kine are both going missing and otherworldly things. Especially if there's potentially a Garu there.
I suppose it will be potential within our interests to know a bit more. Well, I will be lying if I didn't say that that last fight left me wanting a bit more than that actual pathetic display that was put on in front of us.
I'll have tucked my gun back away, by the way.
I'm sure you'll find Dad's partner at some point.
Never thought I'd see a shark fight like a goldfish.
Well, perhaps if you have a death wish, you could go toe-to-toe with the wolf.
One day, maybe. It'd be nice to say that we can stand face to face with those bastards, but, perhaps not yet.
You could always try finding that fiend we heard about.
Or whatever's abducting her.
As far as I'm concerned, until we walk into such opponents, they are not of our interest. If I cannot find them, if I do not know where they are not worthy opponents for my ilk.
The best
Or
way to
milk,
put
I suppose, at this point.
the best way to put it is the night is young and we are immortally so. There is still time this night for a potential fight.
To be fair, if this wasn't an order, I wouldn't even be looking for the bastard.
Fair point.
I hate his clan. They're horrid.
I don't think there's any love lost here either.
I'd be very surprised if any of you loved the Tremere at this point.
Too stuffy for my liking.
Truth be told, I suppose if I was to somehow find myself missing rather than dead in a ditch after a fight, I would expect one of my own to come looking for me. But I suppose if it's if it takes an order as such to do so, then I suppose he can't possibly be that popular enough to justify it. He certainly wasn't a good enough fighter to get himself out of his own situation now, was he?
I wouldn't care about being asked to look for a Bruja. Or, I guess, even a Tazim or Malkavian. But Tremere, the type to experiment on other kindred and bind them to their will. The scum of the world.
You're literally singing to the choir here.
They only get to their positions because they are strong enough to do so, and you are not powerful enough to stop them.
They get to positions through binding others to their will.
Then get powerful enough to say otherwise. Until then, what are we to complain about their will?
Why do you think I'm here, if not trying to become more powerful? Under what other circumstances would you expect a caterer to cozy up to a coterie?
I'm assuming we're doing this as we're walking, yes?
Yeah.
With all due respect, I didn't really put that much into researching your whole shtick before I got here.
But you at least know what caterers are, I'm guessing.
Out of character, what are we on about?
Caterers are clanless. They're basically the bottom rung of the vampire society.
Of course, I don't particularly care one way or another. They are who they are. I only care about their willpower, their ability to fight, their ability to break themselves up that rung. But
The unloved, the unwanted. At the end of the day, it's still the same, isn't it?
Usually. Most don't particularly care for Catriff in their company. Regardless. Go on.
As you converse, Rebecca.
Yes.
Or Zane, as you are. Are you following the coterie? Still
Oh,
invisible?
Yes.
All
I'll
right.
be slowly but surely like getting closer and closer. I do quite like to scare people.
Each fucking shark.
You are, by the way, your character's name is Zane, correct?
Yes, my character's name is Zane.
Alrighty. So Zane.
First name Sammy.
As you move closer and closer towards the coterie, you see someone else moving towards the coterie as well.
Okay.
A raggedy individual kind of shambling as they move, and they seem to be having like there's some soft music coming from them, kind of like a concertina, as they kind of shamble down the street, almost in a drunken sort of manner. As they just kind of move along the essential side road of the street. The music they're playing is disjuntled, but it sounds like he's a jolly good fellow. It's kind of very much disjuntled to it. As he moves, you see there's just kind of a second where he stops, and you hear a clicking sound coming from him as he begins to move again.
Is this towards where I'm going as well? So like we're going the same way.
Yes, he's just on the other side of the street from you.
Oh, I might get a little bit closer if that's possible. Still being like sneaky.
As you get a little bit closer, can you roll me? Go ahead and roll me a. Let's see. Actually, you don't really have to roll anything for this. As you get closer to him, you can see he stops again, and something clicks. And as it does, you see him shift his weight as he begins to move. And as you get closer, you see that beneath his the sort of ragged clothing, he's not wearing any shoes. Now, normally that's not weird. This is an era of impoverishment, masqueraded with a sort of golden age on top. But it's not the weird part of him not wearing shoes. It's the weird part that he doesn't have flesh.
Oh.
His feet are skeletal feet as he just sort of moves closer, stops, and then begins to move again.
Interesting.
That is very interesting. I don't know what the fuck that is. How close are we to the group at this point in terms of like distance?
In terms of distance, around 15 feet away.
Okay, so we're getting up to them now. And does it look like this skeleton thing, whatever, is going towards the group? Like, is it kind of looking over in that direction?
You can roll me. Roll me a wits plus insight.
plus insight. Okay. That's 1. So it's 1, and then hunger would be 1. Think I'm doing this right? Oh, we did very well on that roll, as we can obviously tell.
You have no idea if he's moving towards the group. He's moving in the same direction as the group, but you don't know if he's moving.
Yeah, like
towards the group.
intentionally going towards the group, or just coincidentally going the same way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to head to the group and kind of sneakily overtake, so I can kind of warn the group of a potential skeleton thing.
Alrighty, as you do, Cass.
Yes.
Amidst the music of the world around you, the sound of wheels upon cobblestone, of rain striking against ground, of angry wives chastising their drunken husbands, and of small crying children in alleyways who are stuck doing menial labor for tuppence at least. Tuppence is little, yes.
And given the people that she's traveling with, she's still hearing the violin, the piano, and the big bass drum.
The violin, the piano, the big bass drum. But there's now a disgruntled chorus as well added. There's almost like this gothic kind of throat chant amidst the music now.
Given what me and Dion's character were on about before, we're aware of, like we've probably worked with Rebecca's character at some point or are aware of them. Would this seem familiar?
No.
Okay, so it's not coming from them.
Yes, sadly Rebecca's character is using obfuscate abilities at the moment.
Yeah, I was about to say if that would also take away from the music kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay. So she just kind of... Okay, I know you guys put hardly any thought into what I say when it comes to the music.
Correct.
But a new instrument has joined the fray.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
It means someone is here.
I'll just kind of look around. So I'm guessing we're walking down a street. Just kind of look around. There's other people around, is there other people around at this time?
There is not.
I don't see anyone.
It's kind of discordant, a low gothic sound. Basically imagine... How best to even put this? The kind of sound you would imagine going into a lone mansion at night that's been abandoned for years. That kind of low hum. Kind of like a throat chanting. It's not what I've really heard that much. But it does mean that we're being followed. My ears never lie about this. Could I use that to try and pinpoint roughly whereabouts it is coming from?
You can try. Go ahead and roll me Composer plus Insight.
Composer plus Insights. Okay. Insight is a 2. Composure is... I can't find composure. Oh, there it is. So it's 5 again. So let's see what I get. 5, 3, 6, 5, 5.
Alrighty. As you look around, you can pinpoint that it is indeed coming from behind you. But you don't see its source visually, but you can hear it. As
Do you
this
know?
happens,
Oh.
Zane, you have gotten ahead of both it and the group. However, you do not see it anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna stop in place until like the group catches up with me.
I'll just say to Kaz, do you know where it is? Leigh?
Sorry. It's coming from behind us, like it's following.
I'm going to, because I prepared, before we went into the alley, I prepared a bit of my vitae to be able to use corrosive vitae, if needed. And essentially, I'm going to just stop, turn on my heel, and essentially flash it in an arc around us. Corrosive vitae. We'll post it in chat. I can see what it does.
Nothing happens.
Doesn't hit anything?
It doesn't hit anything, no.
Well, I just spray. There's on the ground there is a steaming sludge.
You do realize we're trying to keep this kind of private, kind of hidden, kind of secret, yes? Spraying
Well, what have we got here? A bunch of posh bitches and bastards? What are you daisies?
Just kind of like, it fades in a couple seconds, it's fine.
Never mind that, the voice now.
It appears my wish has come true.
You see a group of individuals coming out of the alley. Very ragged clothing, very much impoverished. Wearing sort of workman wear. Several of them with blunt objects, one of them with a crowbar. Wow! It's not often we get a bunch of good-looking suits and whatnot out here. Hell, half the time we don't even get to see proper ladies. Am I right, gentlemen? They kind of chuff and laugh. So what's a bunch of wealthy folk like you doing out here?
I'll turn back towards the new people who are talking to us. I'll kind of look at the others. Like, because I think Anique's kind of aware that if she talks to them, she may end up starting a fight.
Lillian just sizing up the musculature of each one as she looks at them.
There's about five. There's about five of them. They are obviously men of labor.
They're all kind.
They look to be all kind. If they are kindred, they might be using blush of life, but they look to be kind. Lillian, you're measuring them up. Are you measuring them up for a particular purpose?
If they can be utilized for any particular projects involving those particular resources?
Material is material. Meat is meat. It's not so much physically, they're decent specimens. However, they're not necessarily the most classed specimens. They wouldn't be the most quality item to own. But physically, they're decent specimens. Not the best you've seen, but there's no such thing as perfect.
Some of them with game meat.
Exactly.
Can I tell if they seem comfortable in their approach with weapons? Like, they may have done this before.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. as the one who's talking kind of comes up. So, what's a bunch of wealthy folk like you doing out on the streets this time of night?
What's your character's name again, Dion?
Aniqui. Her gaze towards them has very much changed at this realization that they've probably ambushed people like this before.
Aniqui, you want me to deal with this before we get into another needless fight?
Just kind of like
Oh.
leans up to your ear and is like, "You may want to, unless you want them drained."
I have to be completely honest, I was mostly minding my own business coming through this alley with a couple of compatriots of mine, but now I appear to be beset upon by people whose life decisions are as poor as them and their children. Good heavens.
Well, there goes me trying to talk to them.
Ooh, this one's got a mouth, boys! Look at those pearly whites. Proper to knock out.
Anique's gonna step forward a bit in just in a kind of very almost friendly way, and he's like, "Tell me, boys, do you make a habit of this? A show of strength late at night to those you view as wealthy?"
I wouldn't say it's a habit. More of a calling, really. Knock down the, those of you with a silver spoon up your ass.
Oh, so you've done this many times before, then?
Curiosity killed the cat, sweetheart. We just want a little bit of money. Call it donation to charity.
A donation is willing.
Hey, you're willing. Look, willing just means there's a choice, and there is a choice. You either give us the cash, or I break your kneecaps. Ain't that right, boys?
No, I don't think you will be.
That is most certainly adorable. Listen, I'm sure the orphanage that your ass came out of could possibly use some donations, because God forbid ain't no mother ever gonna let someone come out with teeth that crooked. But let's be completely real here, sir. Let's be completely honest. This is most certainly not what exactly I would call a fair fight. It doesn't matter how many crowbars you bring for me to shove up your ass. You are most certainly not walking into a fight that you are most certainly gonna want. And when I am done ripping you limb from limb and staring you all around this adorable little alley that you have chosen as your little hunting ground for us, you're gonna wish that the only thing that you were rich in was fucking brain cells, boy.
What? We're in the middle of the street.
Please tell me you can roll an intimidate for that.
Please roll roll me a composure plus intimidation, Jax.
Let's see if I can understand how I'm supposed to roll this better this time. So it's /v roll, and then resolve plus composure. Did you say? So that's 5. How do I more? Oh, I see. Oh, God, you can do all sorts of stuff. Do you need the hunger in this one as well?
Yes.
Yes. That's going to be an always. Got it. Right. There we go.
Alrighty, that is a success. He kind of looks at you, blinks for a couple seconds as his brain attempts to catch up to everything you just said. The others kind of look to each other, look at you. The lights are flickering. The brain cells are trying to connect, and as they do, they kind of look at you, and they're like, they kind of take you in, and they look at the others. They also look at John as well, who's by Lillian, the large shlaka.
I'm gonna add a bit to this intimidation if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. You still using Dawn?
I will be, yes. But I'm going to for the wording for it. She's just gonna walk forward and And there it is. The cowardice shown. The fear. A normal human's heartbeat is always at a nice rhythm, like a bum 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 bum. But yours is a fast beat now. You can simply dance to it.
Aniqui will also add a little bit and just kind of go, "May I have one when you're done, Jack?"
Now hold on, they've got a choice to make. Is this really the path they want to take? Do they really want to find out exactly what we're bringing to the table? Or are they going to wait for someone better, someone that their little teeth-suckling asses can actually deal with?
And yes, outskirts.
I love that Jax.
Outskirts wise, yes, I did just quote that bloody Van Helsing film.
Yeah, you quoted the Van Helsing film. Yeah, I heard it. The sound, Gabriel. I can hear your heart. Yeah. Horrible film. Dude who played Dracula did a damn good job. But I love that when Jack speaks, even though he looks like a gentleman, he speaks like a fucking wrestler, and it's always fucking funny, and I love this.
Well, I've always equated his kind of character to like Peaky Blinders style.
Yeah, he does not. He does not look very
Blinders.
much like a gentleman. He might belong to a gentleman's club, but
He's like one of those boxers.
Yeah, no, I
let's get his beautiful mug up there.
As they take a second, they're like, "All right, jeez, that got really graphic, really fast."
You were the ones who decided to accost us in the middle of the street.
Yeah, but we're, bandits.
She's gonna step forward and she's kind of gonna grip this guy who's talking shirt front, and it's like,
right.
You are never going to do this again, or I will find you, and he'll be the least of your problems. Do you understand?
Look, lady, we just wanted to sound cool. We've never done this before, all right? Like, this is the first time. Economy shit, okay?
You certainly don't hold yourselves like it's the first time you've gone after people at work.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, I try my best. I mean, if we were to, like, on a scale from, like, 1 to 10, were we, like, really intimidating, or, like, where would you put us on that?
So, look, to us, you were not intimidating at all. You were like a baby lamb screaming.
Let us be quite honest here. You started off strong. If we were anyone else, it would have been fine. You were doing fine until you started dropping brown.
You gave up so quickly. You really think that you're ever going to hold up to be a street gang? You need to go home and take a long, good look in the mirror of what you want to be, because it most certainly isn't what you think.
Also, my promise still stands. If you ever attempt this again, I will find you.
I'd like to point out that none of us can actually afford a mirror.
I just want to point out here as well. I know you were saying Jack's character just got full Peaky Blinders. I'm imagining more of the case of if he was modern day, sticking him with a microphone in the hand, it'd be just like a wrestling heel.
Yeah. That's what it said. I love it. I also love the cast at times gets real Lizzie Borden sometimes.
Rufus is just cutting promos here.
Look, so this is the thing with this, like, my character at least. I'm actually playing into her Bane at the moment.
Yeah, I know, and it's great. Look, lady, normally I'd be okay with a lady being this close to me, but look, all right, we're sorry. We just wanted, a little bit of money. Saw a bunch of rich folks walking down the street. Thought, take advantage. How are we supposed to know that you had some scary brawler dude with, like? Actually, you're just scary. You don't even have anything. You're just fucking terrifying.
Eyes. You use your eyes.
Honestly, you should think yourself incredibly lucky that we weren't actually just a bunch of pompous rich bastards. Because trust me, we have no reason to deal with you now. But the police are. The police would have sent you here, there, all over the floor, turned you into a fine paste, put it in a pie, sent it to the children.
Look, she kind of bristles a bit at the like, if it wasn't you guys kind of statement, and it's like, you're not doing this to anyone again. Do you understand me?
Out of curiosity.
Yeah, yes, what?
These aren't the guys that were making the music, were they?
No. Their music's more of a bunch of clarinets.
Out of tune, like off key clarinets.
Off-key broken clarinets.
Anyone look at basically like that one video where someone tried to do the Titanic theme but on a recorder. But anyone that's looking to Kaz, she'll be outwardly just like giving the menacing look, but there's just a slight hint for her allies where it's like, these aren't the guys making that music.
What do you mean?
I think Aniqui is like fully honed in on these guys at the moment, that she's kind of forgot about the music. Like
Zane.
Yes.
You see it again.
I'm now gonna actively go up to the group and reveal myself.
Oh.
It is right behind Jax.
And I'm just gonna stare at Jax and just like kind of point, not say anything, and just be like,
who the fuck are you?
She just as soon as
This is the bad thing.
just as soon as Zane appears, it's just like someone just hitting all the keys on an organ at once to Kaz. It's just like a dong.
Also, as this Nosferatu-looking motherfucker appears all of a sudden,
Do you wear a face
Aniqui-
cover, Zane?
off?
Do you
Do
wear
you wear
a
a
face
face
covering?
covering?
Yes.
Okay. But you do just kind of appear, and he looks like, what the fuck? Because he's like, where did you come from?
She'll just like give us like
As
jump as just Zane appears, and they'd be like, guys, just play along with this idea just quickly. She'll just look over to them all. What do you mean, where did who appear from? Are you all okay? Did the night get to you? Are you seeing things?
I heard you say play along with this. All right, I know what you're doing here. And as
I'm
he's
going to,
doing
like,
this,
shove him and just be like, just go home and clean your ass. If I ever catch a sniff of you causing trouble again, I will hunt you down.
It's a weird thing to tell somebody, but okay. And he's gonna start going home. But as he does, go on, Lillian.
If you guys are gonna start moving away with the lovely Nosferatu, this is out of character. Lillian's actually gonna approach that group of people that just inconvenienced everybody.
As you approach that group of people that just inconvenienced everybody, before you do, Jax,
Yes.
you are being lifted up into the air.
They raised you up.
Oh,
You can stand on my...
all right then.
And you are being thrown at Lillian.
This is going to be pretty hard to hide.
As you are thrown at Lillian, you can see standing where you had been standing is a sort of raggedy clothed individual kind of twitching in place as its eyes are staring out at you. As it does, there's this raspy voice.
Hey, you all want to find out if you're actually worth a damn? No.
They're gone.
Goodbye.
They ran. They ran.
That
One day I'll find some other people in this town with a fucking damn behind their words.
That would be the
I'm
thing that was
Lillian.
making
this as he's flying through the air.
that would be the thing making the music.
Just kind of like, would we know what this is? Like,
You do not.
the fuck is that thing?
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh, snippers.
Lillian
Aye.
Oh, snips.
sigh.
We are ending on a cliffhanger.
Crack that group.
Sorry, I went full into my Bane when I went into those. Contracted with those guys.
Perfectly fine.
I'm still laughing at the
Lillian's
idea
going-
of.
This guy part.
I'm still laughing at the idea that the reason Kaz knows about Zane is just that Zane keeps pulling this all the time, given Zane knows about Kaz's madness. So it's just like, yeah, no, I know that if I just keep popping that up, she's just going to hear like a slam of the organ each time. It's going to be funny.
I hope you all enjoyed tonight's session. It was a bit short. I do apologize. But without my notes here, I'm running on stuff I had to plan like an hour beforehand. Because
No
the
worries.
chaos of the holidays has made me lose some stuff. But it should be back to normal times next session. But we should be back since there are no more holidays to worry about. And I'm fairly certain none of us have a dentist appointment anytime soon. If we do, well,
Yeah, sure, why not?
Also, Jack,
Hopefully
Yeah?
we'll all be
sorry,
not
I'm
sick
not
by
going
then.
to be there tomorrow.
Hence why I said hopefully we won't be sick by that session as well.
God
hmm.
damn it.
Yeah, I'm sadly not going to be able to go tomorrow. I'm not feeling great either.
We's all getting this allergy.
I've got the lurgy.
Don't
Been
even
coughing-
blame me. I haven't seen you since like last Wednesday.
No, I know. But I've been coughing up a lung like most of the today.
Oh, hey, that's fine.
So, yes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, I will steal it if it's from the actual DM of the session.
Away.
Uh,
But only if you enjoyed it, apparently.
Manchester. Manchester by night.
yes.
I can't do a reasonable accent, so you
Do,
stuck
uh,
with my dumbass.
Do
I
feel
wasn't
to
trying.
check out over on Spotify, Simons Through the Fog and Start Plunder. Over here, you've got Devil Darlings, and over on Chocobo Keeper's channel, you've got Echoes of the Past. You do also have the thing lying in the works still by Santa and Friends. That will be next year, I'm assuming, at some point.
Potential.
Yes.
Yes, well, for a couple of projects,
Yeah.
because I just remember the other project that was being worked on as well.
Yeah. No information on that currently.
No information, but just look forward to it. We'll see you next
Potentially.
time in Manchester in Victorian eras at night.
Manchester by night.
The Victorian era.
Yeah, in the Victorian era.
Well, no, it's always in Victorian era anyway, so it's just Manchester by night, and I forgot what I called this, like at dusk or something, or dusk. I remember
I
just
don't-
calling like the prequel something. Its own little thing.
I think you had just met Manchester at dusk or something like that. But like,
Manchester by night at dusk. That were it. I just had to scroll. Bye.